Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? I don't think I've done a reading for you before, so I just like to explain real quick. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. I try to describe the picture the best I can. They never waste a message. There's always a reason for whatever they show or say. So, this is not an exact science. Sometimes you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. We communicate the best way we can. So, if it doesn't make any sense now, keep it in mind because you'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, I know what he's talking about. So, he comes in, he feels like a big teddy bear. Feels like a big teddy bear, but like he had I don't know if gruffness would be the right word inside of him. Feels soft and squishy, and yet he feels like a little bit. Like maybe he could say something and it would come out kind of hurtful, but he didn't mean it to come out hurtful, if that makes sense. Like maybe a little too strong. And anyway, I keep wanting to call him Robert. So there's either, and we really, really stink at names. The more I say it, the worse it gets. But I have to explain that. So I'm feeling at least it's a male with an RRO name, but I feel like Robert, and it's like really close to him. Like, so I don't know if his middle name was, or you had almost named him Robert, or there's somebody like really, really close to him with a name at least similar to that, a male. I love you, Mom. And he says it very matter of fact. I love you, Mom. It's okay. It's okay more than you know. There was no pain. It did not hurt. I know you thought it would, but it doesn't. And I like to explain any pain that, like when we were passing, it stays with the physical body. We don't take that pain with us. We don't really, the spirit doesn't have that pain. Your soul doesn't have that pain. He says it's clear cut, cut and dried. Not sure what he's talking about. I want to see you happy. I want to see you smile again. That will make me happy. And boy, that just went right out of my head. Gonna be one of those days. Need more coffee. All right, he says when he's getting ready to leave, and I see this almost 100% of the time. There was a beautiful angel, and the light was so bright, and he said it was just really glowing, but it's a light that doesn't hurt your eyes. So he says when people talking about going through the tunnel, he said, not exactly. He said, but, and you hear people say, when they have a near-death experience or something, and they start going to the light, and they go, no, it's not your time yet. He goes, I knew it was my time. I knew that I was supposed to go with this angel. I knew it, and I wanted to. And they didn't tell me to go back. And I'm fine with that. Now I need you to be fine with it. Because I love you. And he's showing, as you're sitting there crying, that he's stroking the back of your hair. And of course, I have no clue what your hair looks like or anything, but you should be able to feel that. And he's like stroking the back of your head. So you could maybe actually feel that, or you might just feel tingling, or could feel like a bug running down the back of your head. You could feel like your hair, like if a fly lands on this spiky stuff, I can feel it. It might be just that slight. Usually you'll feel a warmth too. His energy is very soft, very sweet. He starts laughing and he says, "Look, I have a halo now." And he's really laughing at that. I have a halo now. I am a good boy. I know you always thought I was a good boy. Except for those times, and he's kind of being a little funny about it, a little sarcastic. And those times when maybe you didn't think I was such a good boy every once in a while, when I was doing something naughty. He's arm in arm with an older lady. He's actually got his arm out and she has the crook of his arm. He says she's kind of like me. I don't think he means like as a medium or anything. I think he means... Oh, you're going to have to tell me what you mean. She stands up very straight. I don't do that much anymore. Stands up very straight. Has her hair done just right. Kind of slim. Slimmer anyway. Not heavy. She likes her jewelry. So he has a very close bond with her up there. I feel like this is a grandmother type person. And I always say grandmother type because the little lady next door can feel more like your grandmother than your blood grandmother who lives clear across the country that you hardly know. He said she was there to greet me. She's taking care of me, making sure I mind my P's and Q's. I don't even know what P's and Q's are. We always say that. It's a very loving atmosphere. I went the direction I was supposed to go. He means that way, not that way. Okay, she's got a bell. She's still standing there beside him, and she's got a bell, and it looks like this type of bell, only much smaller. And she's ringing it. She's ringing this bell. So no, when you hear a noise like that, you could see somebody. You could be walking through the store, and she's got the bell, but she's holding it in front of him and ringing it. So I think it's a sign from both of them. So I'm not sure how you're going to know which one it is. First one of them that pops in your head. Let's say you're walking through the store and you feel your head pulled to the side and there's a bell there. Or there's a picture with a bell in it. Or you see somebody on TV, or you see a picture of a bell on Facebook. Doesn't matter where you see or hear this bell. Know that that's a sign, I want to say, from them, which is unusual. I don't know that I've ever had two of them come forward at the same time and use the same sign. So whichever one of them pops in your mind first, That's who it'll be. Or it could be, since they're both coming through pretty strong together, it could be both at the same time. When you get any signs, validate them, acknowledge them, tell them you love them, ask them to bring you more, give them permission. And when they start realizing that you understand that that's a message from them and I love you from them, then it kind of opens the floodgates and they go, oh, now we know we can do more because she's going to catch it. I'm getting it. They like sounds and smells and electronics because it's something easy for their energy to manipulate. I'm getting some kind of strong smell, but I haven't quite pinpointed what it is yet. It's like some kind of smoke, but I cannot. Usually I can tell campfire, cigarette, whatever. Something about burning rubble. So I don't know what burning rubble. I don't know how to. You smell something. If you smell something burning, because I can't tell what it is. Usually I can. And you get a whiff of it, or you're in the store, you're outside. Of course, it doesn't count if the neighbor's burning the yard off or something in your house, and you just get this little whiff of something burning. Know that that's him popping by to say hi. That's awful vague, though, that kind of a smell. Or maybe it's something different that I just don't know, that I'm not picking up on, and he's not saying. They don't always explain everything, but it's his show. He can say what he wants. No regrets. No regrets, Mom. Appreciate what we had while we had it. You're hanging on to something. Something. I don't know if you had a harsh word with him, maybe not too long before that, or something that maybe you said to him that you're just beating yourself up over. He wants you to release that and let it go. He said that does not matter now. It doesn't matter. It only matters to you, and you're holding it in your gut. And he wants you to release that. I know, that sounds like something that's hard to do. The guilt. Let go of that guilt. Think about the happy thoughts with us. And let me come to you as much as I can now. He says when you're ready to let go of it, put it in your hand and visualize my hand reaching out to you and give it to me, and I will take care of it. And let me take it where it needs to go. Let me help. And you'd be surprised what they can do. I got a list for them. Okay, I'm drinking coffee, but he's saying something about the smell of coffee. So he's been sending you signs. You just weren't realizing they were from him. So the smell of coffee doesn't count if you're brewing coffee. That's just that's not a sign. But once again, just like the random smoke smell, one time for 2 weeks, I woke up every morning, smelled chocolate chip cookies. Never figured out who it was, but somebody was stopping in. Even I couldn't pick up on it. So the random smell of coffee, outside, in your car, doesn't matter where. He's also showing a coffee cup, and it's almost like a cartoon. It's almost not, because usually when you pour your coffee, you don't see the steam coming up off of it, but he's showing, it's almost like a picture, like the steam coming off of it. So if you see a picture of a coffee cup and it has little wavy lines coming up out of it, I asked them for specific individual signs for each person, because everybody knows about the butterflies and feathers and all that stuff. Yeah, I said feathers. Now he's tickling my ear with a feather. So imagine what that would feel like. And I have random feathers that just show up in my house, like out of nowhere. So I collect them. He's doing like this. So that feeling, and normally, like when my bob gets on this side, usually, and when he gets close, this side of my face, my ear will turn bright red, my face will get really warm over here. So when he gets that close, you'll probably feel a warmth and you'll feel that tickling, and it'll be like, get off of there. And it keeps doing it. You can't brush it off. That will be him. Again, acknowledge him. And actually got so warm on this side, one time I thought, oh my gosh, I'm getting sick. Got the thermometer, did this side, perfect. Did this side, the alarm went off. So they can literally make you that warm. Physically. It's their energy. But it won't be like your whole body like a hot flash or anything like that. Well, not usually. I have had them light up my whole body. So I'm just telling you, these are the little things that you might feel. Everybody feels the energy different. Now he's talking about a cup of tea. So I don't know if you've recently just had a cup of tea. You like a cup of tea. He liked a cup of tea in the morning. He's saying cup of tea instead of glass of tea. So I'm assuming it's not iced tea. I felt like it was iced tea. Sorry. That's being a little vague. It's all up to him. Okay, so I don't know how you're going to hear this. Their energy makes me itch. But he's sing-songing, mommy, 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 mommy. And he's making me want to sway. But you don't want me to sing. But he's kind of sing-songing it. Mommy, mommy. Like a little tune that I would never be able to get out right because I would scare you. So you may hear something like that. And you might hear it with I call these telepathic ears. It's not always with these ears. Sometimes it's with these ears. So when you hear the sing-songing mommy, mommy, or you might even see it on a TV show, or some kids just going, mommy, mommy. Know that he's giving you plenty of signs. Or he's going to anyway. He said, it's not for me to forgive you. I have nothing to forgive you for. It's for you to forgive yourself. Forgive you. He said, say, whoop, back, say it again. He's saying, I can say that I forgive you, but I don't feel like there's anything to forgive you for, if that makes sense. On his end, he doesn't feel like he needs to forgive you. There's nothing there. He's not holding any grudges. And when we leave, we get cleansed when we get up there, and they kind of, I always say they peel us like an onion, and they peel all these layers of heavy crap that we pick up down here. And they peel it off of us to where we're light and bright and our vibration is high and we're this really bright spirit and we shine and basically vibrate with nothing but love. So we don't have those guilts and the regrets and the all that kind of stuff. Things to forgive. His heart is totally wide open with nothing but love. He says, I don't even have that in my stomach anymore, that where I would kind of bite at somebody. He says maybe he was a little too critical when he was here, but he's not now. I love you. I love you, Mommy. I always ask him not to go back too far when they were too little, but he's showing himself in a crib. And he takes a header. Evidently he's gotten just tall enough to where he grabs a hold of the sides and he kind of flips out onto the floor. I think he landed on his head. I can't quite tell how he lands. Flipped out of there and made a big boom. I think they all do that at some point, though. Something where he was really dramatic about it when it happened. He's trying to validate it's him. Which I ask him to at least give me a couple of validations so you know for sure it's him. He says hair and then he says hairy. So I don't know what he's talking about being hairy. I don't know who's hairy or what kind of hair. He's not saying. If they throw out words, I'll just throw them out too. I do still love you. I hear 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 you. So he wants, I promise you 1,000% they can hear you, they can see you. Talk to him all you want to. I asked my medium friend one time, I said, does Bob hear me? She goes, yes, until you get to yapping too much and he kind of goes, let's calm that down a little bit there. But I don't think he would do that to you. I don't know if he's talking to you or me. He's saying something about get in the zone. Z-O-N-E, get in the zone. Okay, so my right ear is just now almost like it plugged up. And there's I have tinnitus, so my ears, both of them ring all the time. But when one ear does that, and it gets to be a little bit higher pitched, if it's a really high pitch, it's usually an archangel, something higher up. The lower the pitch, the more we're closer to his vibration. If you get and it'll be one ear at a time. So when you get that, pay attention. What's going on around you at that moment? What's playing on the radio? What words are being said on the radio? Or maybe it's the artist's name. It might have his name in it. Or like something happened one time, so I immediately listened to the verse on the radio, and it said, keep on believing even if it breaks your heart, was the verse. So when that happens, he's trying to get your attention. And sometimes it'll get warm over here too, but usually not with the ringing. Just depends on your energy. It's time for you to step your foot out of the house and go out and have some fun. It's a little hard to do right now. Most of us are locked up in quarantine. He wants you to start venturing out a little bit more safely. Don't become a hermit with your thoughts. So not only is he talking about don't become a hermit in your house, don't become a hermit with your thoughts. He says if you have a sad thought, immediately think of a happy thought, happy memory. He says you're in a loop. You're kind of in a loop where you're just going around and around, and only the loop's not like this. The loop is like this. You get to this point and it gets a little better, and then whoop, you're back up there. I know, been there, done that. And this lady's still standing with him, but she's kind of stepped back because it's not her turn. He's not showing anybody else at this moment. That's up to him. I want you. Oh, he stopped. I want you to know how much I love you. I don't think I can say that enough times for you to feel it. I'm going to try to help you feel it. I don't. So he's going to. Sorry, they make me itch. Can't help it. I don't know if he's going to. I think he's going to try to bring you some overwhelming love and just like envelop you in this love feeling. And when they really bring it in strong, which I've only felt a couple of times, like really super strong. Don't know if he's strong enough to do it that strong. It would bring me to tears because it's just such a beautiful, loving, wonderful feeling. And that's what he's trying to do. So if you all of a sudden get overcome with this warm, fuzzy love feeling, know that that's him. Oh, he says, and an angel. Guess what, Mom? They do exist. He says, no, I don't have wings. But they do. And I love them. So with that, he's getting ready to leave. He says, I want you to know there's no pain. I want you to know there's only love. I want you to know I'm still with you. I want you to know I hear you. I want you to know I want you to be safe. I want you to know I don't want you to bury yourself in your house. That is not what I would want. Be careful. Just think of, when you think of me, think of happy thoughts. No regrets. Just passion and love. And I'm walking beside you more than you know. More than you could possibly know. So if you know how you feel somebody walk into a room sometimes, you don't hear them, you don't see them, but you just feel their presence come into the room. When you get that feeling, know that that's him standing beside you. Or you feel like somebody's watching you. know that that feeling that you're feeling is him. You're feeling his presence. He says, okay, time to go. They haven't been giving me a lot of validations lately, so I hope there was something in there that you could, so you know for sure it was him. And he's skipping as he leaves. Literally skipping. Very lighthearted, very happy, very calm, very loving. Okay, my dear, he's skipping and Grandma's walking along, or whoever she is. Okay, much love to you, my dear. Thank you for allowing me to be his voice.
I'm reminding you. Say good morning.
Say good morning. He's saying good morning. Anything that happens, I don't know if you can hear it. She'll say it again.
I'm reminding you. Say good morning.
So, anything that happens while I'm doing a reading is meant for you. That's not a coincidence. When you get up in the morning, say, good morning, I love you, and then go on and have your coffee or whatever, and know that he hears you. And somehow you'll get a good morning back. Not all the time. I don't get it all the time, but it works that way. Much love to you. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Thank you.